Ramble.
Thank you to ButcherBox, BetterHelp, and Armchair Expert for sponsoring today's episode. Come on and slam, and welcome to the Guilty Pleasures, the show that loves what it loves.
Christ.
Each week we talk about one of our favorite guilty pleasure movies or TV shows. Our fearless leader, Garrick, is off being a TV star this week. We tried to schedule. We couldn't make it work. But in a wonderful fill-in, we're joined by the great, the enigmatic Amir Blumenfeld. You know him from Jake and Amir.
Yeah. Headgum. Podcast king.
Wow, there you go. Great.
I almost called you a queen, but also that.
It's okay. I'm
If I were
royalty,
you-
gender neutral. Yeah.
Amir, welcome to the show.
Yes, thank you for having me.
I've watched you for a very long time. I found out my partner's like kind of borderline obsessed with you. You know, you have like when you're in a relationship, you're like, who's the one person like I'd allow you to fuck?
Oh,
Jared is you.
So he gets to sort of blow me without any
Or,
repercussions.
you know, we could figure out what the physicalities look like. You would want the blowjob?
Well, I was just thinking out loud because this
Okay.
is the first I'm hearing about this.
Wow.
I've never been somebody's hall pass.
Yeah, you're the hall pass.
Yeah.
For sure in our relationship.
It is
You're
funny.
obsessed with Jake and Amir.
I've never been. Oh, maybe I have, and I just have no idea about it.
we're just wondering how I would react, and I didn't have a good answer to it.
If you were the hall pass, or
Yeah.
if you, oh, I see. Yeah,
You would clam up. Are
No,
you in a
for sure.
relationship?
I am.
Okay.
But it's funny to imagine like a girl coming up to me at a party. She's like, you know, me and my boyfriend have a hall pass, and he has you. So if you want to fuck him,
I feel like Jared would submit and like do whatever you wanted because he's
Also,
just
Jared
a huge
is
fan.
a DJ, so it's possible that you know him and he's your hall pass.
yeah, that's true too. I guess instead of like a sexual hall pass, what about like a friendship hall pass?
Oh, he
'Cause
would just-
I don't have any cool friends.
He would still probably come.
Oh, I see.
being
and
friends with
regardless,
you.
if you're
Yeah.
just hanging out, and
Someone's
bowling.
coming. Yeah.
The
No.
prerequisites for all my friendships is that my friends spontaneously come whenever they see me.
Yeah, it's
Sorry,
like
we must not be that
spontaneously
close.
combust without the bust part. Yeah.
And you're like perfect for this episode because of the basketball upset. Like, how do we describe your relationship to basketball?
Love basketball. Can't get enough.
Did I say
Know
we're
too
talking
much.
about Space Jam 2 today?
Oh, okay, we're
I
talking about
probably
Space
should have
Jam
said
2.
that.
You said it in the beginning. Come
Right.
on and jam.
That's true. It was
If they didn't
inferred.
get it,
Yeah.
yeah.
Space Jam 2. What's the subtitle?
A new legacy.
A new legacy.
Oh, isn't it?
Yeah. Not only do I love basketball, I love LeBron James. So it's a confluence of all my passions, which is basketball, LeBron, and I guess movies, but much less so than basketball and LeBron.
Wow.
So,
that's a
so
big
where
deal.
does your love affair with Mr. LeBron James, who I assume is your hall pass?
Yes. Yeah. Actually, I've said to my girlfriend, like, if you ever got into a situation where you could sleep with a basketball player, like I wouldn't be
should.
offended.
Any
Like it
of
would be
them.
an
Yes.
honor for me to be like, with the same person at
Yes.
some point with an NBA star.
Honestly, I have friends that are basketball side pieces. It is everything you think it is, and it's fucking amazing. And I
All
told
right, maybe
Jared,
I changed my mind because I didn't really know that it was everything.
No, it's
I
like-
thought they would be like sort of insecure
No,
and scared
like
in the bedroom, but now
new
I'm starting to feel
bags,
bad.
big dicks,
Okay,
late night texts, free
I have to
dinners.
call my girlfriend because I think she just matched with Kevin Durant on Raya, and I have to fucking
Oh my
put a
God.
kibosh on this.
Oh, this is great. No, you should let it happen. Just see where it goes. It would be great for her. It's like every girl's dream, sugar daddy with no whatever. Okay, so that's not why I'm attached to basketball, unfortunately.
Okay.
I have zero. In fact, I think there's probably clips of me on the internet shitting on basketball because I
Oh.
do find it to be the most boring sport
Oh, wow.
of all the sports.
Do you have a favorite sport?
Hockey,
Interesting.
which is interesting because it's basketball upside down on ice.
upside down.
Yeah, like it's your feetsies. It's your feetsies and your handsies instead of your handsies and your... You know what I fucking meant.
No, I don't.
I still don't know.
Okay, well, hockey is
You know how in
the best
hockey, how
spectator
they're
sport.
Upside
they've
down.
unlocked 0G.
Yeah.
And they're just
Yeah.
kind of skating upside down.
Okay, what's your fucking relationship with basketball, Zach?
Yeah, you talk a big game like
Yeah.
hockey's not upside down NBA.
Yeah,
what's
thank you.
What's your perspective?
I mean, look,
on
we grew
things?
up in the era of Michael Jordan dominance, and it was unavoidable when we were kids. Like, he was not just the greatest basketball player, he was the athlete. Like, there's one athlete growing up. But I grew up a New York Knicks fan, and so that means I grew up hating basketball.
Yeah.
I grew up with 20 plus years of basketball mediocrity, and it really scorned me. So I haven't followed the modern day NBA, and I know that LeBron is great, but I guess for those non-sporties
Yeah.
listening
Most
within
of
our
you.
audience, talk to us about LeBron, and is he all that.
So he is all that. And what makes him extra special is that at age 16, Sports Illustrated basically put him on the cover of their magazine and said, you are the chosen one. You'll be the next
and
best
he lived up to
player.
it and then some.
Yes. And
You're kidding.
instead of caving to the pressure, he came into the NBA as an 18-year-old, which you can't even do anymore.
Oh.
Dominated so quickly, made it to the finals within like 3 or 4 years with a terrible team. Went to Miami.
A Cleveland team.
Yeah, Cleveland team. It had no business doing anything. He leaves Cleveland, goes to Miami. Cleveland starts to be terrible again. Miami wins 2 championships with him. Then he leaves Miami, goes back to Cleveland, and wins a title with Cleveland.
Wow.
With no help.
With very little help.
Isn't he in LA now?
Then he goes to my favorite basketball team. He does all that shit, is considered top 3 basketball player of all time, up to top 1, depending on your definition and your whatever perspective. And then he leaves Cleveland. He's like, I'm signing with the Lakers. This is 2 years ago. I grew up a huge Laker fan. I'm already a LeBron fan. I'm like, this is the best day of my life.
You're coming for this.
I'm celebrating like we won a championship.
Yeah.
And all we did was have LeBron agree to play with the Lakers. Lakers terrible for 7 years. LeBron's like, I don't care. I'll play with them anyway. And LeBron won a championship with the Lakers last year.
You're kidding.
Yeah.
Okay, the fact that you knew that much information about like basketball is pretty crazy. Like, why are you obsessed with basketball?
I grew up watching basketball and then played some in high school, but I wasn't very good. I wasn't like on the team. I like played with my friends.
Aw.
And then for whatever reason, the NBA became, even more captivating and interesting as I grew older. I'm like a math, fantasy, sport, nerdy guy. The Lakers were always very good. I grew up in LA, so that sort of captivated me. And then, now
you have a podcast
I'm
about
still
basketball.
super into it. Yeah.
So Space Jam 2, obviously the follow-up 20 years later to Space Jam, a movie that we all grew up with. Michael Jordan goes into Toon World, has to play with the Looney Tunes to save them from an eternity of space slavery.
Yes.
What a fun family romp.
Are we allowed to say slavery?
Yeah, we're allowed to say slavery.
Are we?
We just can't do it.
Okay, I just felt like
we just don't enact it.
I felt like comparing toon slavery to like what it like. I don't know. Okay, just being cautious. I'm also microdosing for the first time ever today. I feel like I should say that out loud.
On what?
Like mushrooms?
Mushrooms, yes.
No
Today's the
kidding.
first day ever.
I'm hearing a lot of people doing that, and I'm very curious about it.
I
don't
also
care at all about this podcast anymore.
Well, this movie was written by somebody who was probably macro dosing.
Clearly, yeah.
Wow.
Just putting that out into the ether in case anything weird happens. But going back to
we're gonna put a big old pin in that and return later.
Yep.
Space Jam 2 is about LeBron James, a bad dad. He was hurt by video games as a child, the thing that almost got in the way of him being great. All these years later, superstar LeBron James finds out that his son is a fucking nerd and is playing video games.
Disgusting.
And LeBron ain't having it.
No.
He goes to Warner Brothers, where their beautiful algorithm, played by Don Cheadle as Al G Rhythm. Love that.
A little on the nose, but sure.
okay. That's okay.
It's it's a first draft, and we're just gonna roll with it.
Yep.
Has come up with an incredible plan to sell what is essentially HBO Max, Warner 3000.
Yes.
And the way to do it is to put LeBron James in every movie ever. LeBron says, that ain't cool. But Al G Rhythm sucks him into the cyberspace and challenges him to a game of basketball.
Wow.
And says, if you can win, you leave. But if you lose, you're mine forever, bitch.
What does that even mean?
So LeBron teams up with none other than the Looney Tunes, and in a game of basketball watched by every Warner Brothers property ever.
Ever.
I love the mask just chilling next to the Al G Rhythm for the entire
It's
film.
insane. So much.
You know
to
that
talk
was
about
Jim
there.
Carrey, right?
Shut up. Shut up.
Can you fucking imagine?
He plays a game of basketball and saves the day. This is Space Jam 2, a new legacy. Guys, this movie fully broke my brain.
Yes. Yes.
Feel like it just put a wedge right in between my craniums and ripped it full open.
Yeah.
I don't know where to begin. I loved it. I hated it. I was engrossed. I was supremely bored. It was every feeling I could feel. and I'm changed forever because of it.
Yeah.
It's like you know that Bo Burnham song, "Welcome to the Internet."
Yes.
A little bit of everything, all of the time.
Yes.
That's what it was. It
Yes.
was like, whoa, Casablanca and also The Mask, but also Bugs Bunny and also LeBron
Dude.
and also Don Cheadle.
What?
A lot of action, very ADHD.
Yes.
Made for like kids nowadays.
Today. Okay. But like,
Everything,
I
all
want to
the
back
time.
up. What?
Yeah, I don't know where to begin.
No, I want to start with the original, right?
Okay,
like,
great.
How do you feel about the original? I myself fucking obsessed with Tweety Bird.
Oh,
Grew
my God,
up
same.
with every
Justice for Tweety.
Tweety Bird long shirt. Like, you know those ones that have the
Tweety Bird.
graphic and spray paint on it? Like, my mom would take me down to like the mall to go buy those long shirts that would like go down to my ankles of Tweety Bird with like graffiti writing on it. I was obsessed. Loved the original. Thought it was fantastic. Was really excited for this one to come out. I'll just say that.
I think part of getting older is slowly discovering that Space Jam is probably not as good as we remember.
Yeah.
But I have so much nostalgia for it, so much love. I mean, young Michael playing basketball while R. Kelly's I Believe I Can Fly plays.
I forgot about that.
The 90s in a nutshell.
Wait, can we
forgot
say R.
about that
Kelly?
part. No.
Can we say R. Kelly? We
You
can't.
can't.
Say it. All right.
Bleep that out. Bleep it out, guys. Save your career.
But I mean, I have such exclusively fond memories of that movie.
Okay. Amir.
Yeah, movie came out in 1996.
Wow, here we go.
The heyday of being a young man. My bar mitzvah was basically watching Space Jam, I think by myself in theaters.
Oh.
While my
Wow.
mom either dropped me off or watched something else.
Oh, all right.
I haven't seen it since.
Oh, you have. Okay, so all of us haven't watched it in a while, but like in our hearts, in our bones,
It's
we
a perfect
feel like
movie.
it was a perfect movie. So coming to this, hearing that it was being redone, I was worried.
Sure.
But I also heard that LeBron was explicitly stating that he didn't want this to be able to be compared to the original. He wanted it to be a new legacy.
Yeah.
Well, and I remember when the trailers came out, there was a lot of shock, from myself included, of the aesthetics, specifically
Yes.
the video game aesthetics
Yes.
of the movie. And then I took a step back and I'm like, you know what? You're trying to look, kids today are different than
Elevate.
kids
Yeah.
in the 90s, and this is what they grow up with, so fuck me.
Yeah.
This ain't
Right.
for me.
Yeah.
That said, it is a visual onslaught. Again, I don't know where to start. Amir, what did you like about
Yeah.
the movie?
What I liked about the movie was LeBron. I thought it was cool to see him act, or
You
at least
did?
try to act.
Yeah.
It's cool to watch him play basketball. It's cool to see him, yell at teammates again, chest bump with fucking Yosemite Sam or whoever the hell it was. Cool to see them make some basketball jokes about how anybody could have kidnapped LeBron, even the Knicks. Haha,
There
very
were a
funny.
lot of basketball
I didn't
jokes and
get
a lot
any
of
of them.
references to his career, a lot of digs at his career that I
Yeah.
kind of loved.
And also, one of my other favorite players, Anthony Davis, is in the movie as well, playing this bird with a unibrow,
Right. There were a few WNBA and NBA players that
which
get
I thought was cool.
sucked in, which
Yep.
but like, are they okay with this being portrayed as their image? Like,
I think so, because they all signed on to do the movie, did the voices, got paid for it, went to the premiere, and
Okay,
are
fair.
endorsing
Okay,
the
fair,
film.
fair,
So yeah,
fair.
I think they are okay.
Okay, so that was a pro for you.
Yeah, basketball pro.
Yes.
The movie stuff I didn't necessarily care for. I'm not like I don't know like superhero stuff. So like I don't know what's Marvel, what's
Me
DC,
neither.
what's Warner Brothers. So it's
A
just
guy
like
after my own heart. Neither fucking do I.
right. So it's just like LeBron as Batman. It's like okay,
I don't
But
know.
a direct reference to his career when he was in Miami with Dwayne Wade, there were all of these talks about, is he the Batman or is he the Robin?
Yep,
Oh,
There were a
I
lot of
would've never
LeBron
known
career
that.
references.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
know
yeah.
more
Yeah.
about basketball than I
good call,
thought.
good call.
Yeah, maybe you do.
How about that?
I
But then
think,
they
like,
started like throwing like Casablanca into the mix. I'm like, this
Weird.
is just let's peel it back a little bit.
Yeah, yeah,
It should
yeah.
still be animated. Why is LeBron in?
Right.
I don't know. What was like another real movie that he was in?
Harry Potter.
Well,
Yeah.
Wait, we'll do a whole sequence on this.
I did put down one of my pleasures was imagining LeBron by himself every single day, coming to work by himself with like a crew of 100 people to just act alone for like 12 days straight.
Green
Yeah.
screen acting is the hardest thing in the world.
I
And
bet.
I've seen a photo from behind the scenes. They didn't even have little sock puppets for him to react to.
What?
He's on a stage by himself.
That makes me giggle so fucking hard. Like how intimidating.
And then it just shows you that I thought he did his best acting during the basketball
Yes.
game. So like he was best at yelling at cartoons more than like talking to his son on the court.
Right. And that was a pleasure for me. I kind of enjoyed the father-son dynamic of the entire story.
Yeah, I heard a lot of people were like crying during that part. Like I hated the movie, but like that part made me cry.
Right. Because it taps into like the idea that his son wants to be at a video game camp. LeBron wants him to play basketball, go to basketball camp. And that's like the tear back and forth relationship the entire movie. At the end, of course, they come back together. LeBron realizes my son is different than me. I don't need to force him into that. I thought that was a sweet message because it is a movie made for fucking children, right? And it's supposed to be a little bit enjoyable for adults to take their kids to see it or at least watch. And I thought that was a sweet message. With that pleasure comes my guilt that they didn't use his real fucking kids.
They didn't use his whole real family. Nobody around him, his agent, his wife, his kids.
Nobody.
They were all like represented on screen by actors. I guess
I didn't like that.
I mean, his kids are not actors, and they're not even basketball players, and so
I thought there's no
need to
double disappointment.
Yeah, you don't need a real 5-year-old girl.
I hear you. I just thought it would have been better.
Set replacement.
Yeah, that's probably also really expensive to get the whole family.
Even Algae Rhythm is not actually Don Cheadle.
Yeah, isn't that weird? They got a different person to play.
Animated.
Okay, well, while we're talking about acting and Sir Algae Rhythm, Don Cheadle is acting way too hard for this movie.
It's a kid's film. You gotta be over the top.
Stunning. He
Yeah.
is going fucking ham,
needs a
chewing
drama.
up the scenery.
Yeah.
He wants to show LeBron that he's good, and I think he pulls it off.
You know we're all about savoring the summer.
Ooh, baby. Whether you're hosting a backyard BBQ get-together or an impromptu gathering, like you're coming over tonight, Zach, right?
Oh, yeah.
ButcherBox could help us spend less time searching for high-quality meat so you have more time for making memories.
You got options like 100% grass-fed beef, free-range organic chicken, humanely raised pork, wild-caught lobster tails, wild-caught Alaskan salmon, and sugar/nitrate-free bacon.
Personally, I love a good filet mignon. I've been using this for a while, and it serves me meat perfectly.
Luckily, today's sponsor, ButcherBox, wants to celebrate you this summer. Right now, ButcherBox is offering new members 2 free lobster tails and 2 free ribeyes in your first box.
Sign up and choose your box and delivery frequency. They offer 4 curated box options and a custom box that lets you choose your favorite cuts.
ButcherBox ships your order frozen at the peak freshness and packed in an eco-friendly 100% recyclable box.
And ButcherBox is offering our listeners 2 5-ounce lobster tails and 2 10-ounce ribeyes for free in your first box. You can only get this special deal when you sign up for a new membership at butcherbox.com/guilty.
That's butcherbox.com/guilty for free lobster tails and ribeyes in your first box.
And I think now he's going to be friends with LeBron forever,
which
is really the goal of the movie.
What do you feel like that relationship was like on set? Because Don Cheadle is like an incredibly amazing award-winning actor, and LeBron is who he is. And like, I was just wondering if Don Cheadle was like cool on set, or was he like, oh shit?
Don Cheadle's the coolest of cool.
Yeah, so he was cool, right?
Yeah, it was
fucking Ocean's 11. Don
Everyone
Cheadle's cool.
there. I mean, we had Sarah Silverman making a cameo, Steve Yeun making a cameo.
Steve Yeun had one line.
Yeah.
Michael B. Jordan.
No. You
That
cannot go
good.
past that.
Okay.
Steven Yeun.
Back up. Rewind.
Steven Yeun, Oscar nominee, has one line in the movie
Very
as
sad.
a Warner Brothers executive. What the fuck was he doing there?
Do you know
a little
Steve
weird.
Yeun comes from an improv background? Like, he's a comedian at heart. and
really?
he's very funny. He was in my web series in 2010.
No.
Yeah.
You're friends with Steven Yeun?
I'm not friends with
Get
him.
him on the show.
No,
Call him up.
FaceTime him.
He's busy. I don't know.
Does he
He's very
follow you on
busy.
TikTok?
Send him a
Is
photo
he
of
on
me
TikTok?
saying hi.
You guys
Probably.
Stop. I'm on mushrooms. Oh my God. I want to chill the fuck out. Is everyone's heart beating really fast? I'm kidding. I'm fine. Mushrooms should be legalized.
Yeah, we do get a cameo from Michael B. Jordan, or as we like to refer to him, Michael Basketball Jordan.
That's right. A little
is that a
throwback. Very nice.
Well, okay.
I did like that you couldn't get Michael A. Jordan, so you got Michael B. Jordan.
But like, that's a guilt of mine, was like, we did not get a single Michael Jordan cameo in this.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan certainly said no.
Yeah.
What?
He's not gonna play second fiddle cameo LeBron's movie. I wonder if he even liked the fact that they were redoing this movie.
Oh, he's pissed.
Yeah.
That's when it became personal for him.
Why not?
Nice.
Why not show up as like some sort of hero figure? Like when it was halftime and they needed that speech to like rile them up, that would have been the perfect opportunity. And then they made it a joke by bringing in Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah.
I think you underestimate egos.
Oh,
Yeah,
you really think?
Maybe LeBron didn't want Michael Jordan like coming in and saving his movie.
Yeah, because
and Michael Jordan's like, I'm not going to star in this guy's
Since
movie.
LeBron was 16 years old, there have been stories of is he better than Michael Jordan? That has been a narrative for our
cut the
entire
basketball
adult
out of
lives.
it. Be fucking a normal human who's not obsessed with basketball. That would have been nice.
It would have been nice.
It would have been nice. But yeah, again, these are like literally everybody has Jordan 1, LeBron 2, or the other way around.
What do you have? Ooh.
Depends on the day you ask me. Right
Okay.
now, I think LeBron is a better basketball player than
Okay.
Jordan.
Wow.
You heard it here first, y'all.
Yeah. But I think the majority of people have Jordan first.
Okay.
There were some genuinely funny moments. There when they get into the world, they remark the computer is black, and that made me laugh. They were excited about that.
Yeah. I also,
There's some good cartoon hijinks.
Yeah.
A lot of hijinks.
Lots of animation, like classic nostalgia of Coyote Wiley. What's his name?
Wile E. Coyote
Thank you, I said it
jokes,
backwards.
Tweety Bird
Tweety
flying
Bird.
around his head.
Yes. And I also thought a lot of the comedy surprisingly came, well, not surprisingly, I guess, but for the movie, came from Lil Rel Howard was probably one of my favorite moments. He brought a lot of jokes, laugh breaks for me.
Yeah.
We've been tiptoeing around it, but I think it's time to dive full in to what many people have referred to as Ready Player Basketball. This movie, the biggest capitalist grab bag of just IP orgy you will ever see.
I see.
In going into cyberspace, they pass through the entire Warner Brothers library.
Universe.
And it's something that we've seen a couple times. Like we saw it in Ready Player One. We saw it a little bit in like the Lego movies. But this time it feels
it's half the movie.
different.
It's a
half
commercial basically for
Yeah.
Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
And they get to showcase all their properties.
Yes.
They are Algae Rhythm, and then LeBron got to be in every movie. So it's kind of this meta statement on capitalism, I guess, because it's like, let's put LeBron in everything. And they're like, no, it's not worth it. And then in this movie, they put LeBron in everything.
And it's supposed to be like, oh, wow, I recognize that. Like, oh my gosh. But all I kept thinking was like, why is Warner Brothers doing this? Are they okay? Like, they don't need the promo and marketing for like their biggest fucking hits. Why did they do that?
I think because everyone has been dunking on HBO Max and they're like, guys, we are the best streaming service. I promise you. Our library is really, really good. Just
And then it
trust
goes
me.
all the way back
Everyone's
in
like,
time.
okay, but when Stranger Things coming back, and they're like, no, you guys, we have Friends. We have Game
Oh,
of
they do have
Thrones.
Friends.
Oh, yeah, that was
Game of
part of
We
it.
have Studio Ghibli. Okay, there's one sequence in particular that both titillated and haunted me.
I love that word.
It is about 35 minutes into the movie. So LeBron gets to Toon World, but all the Toons are gone. Only Bugs Bunny remains. He misses his family, and everyone else had gotten talked into going to other properties just because. It's not really explained. But so you have this montage where they have to get the team together. And, I love a good getting the team together
Get the
montage.
gang back together montage.
But this is what broke me.
Yes.
The first shot, it cuts to Mad Max Fury Road.
Live action.
Live
loved
action.
that.
And I'm not saying like, a recreation. It cuts to the actual footage
Movie.
of Mad Max Fury Road. Roadrunner is running through Mad Max.
Hysterical.
Wile E. Coyote
Perfect placement.
is on top of one of the trucks, and oh, what a lovely days himself.
Yep.
Yeah.
He spray paints his mouth like
Yes.
fucking Nicholas Hoult,
Ooh,
and then
hot.
jumps onto a car with a fork and knife. It explodes.
LeBron is in one of these trucks.
Oh, LeBron is dressed up as one of the fucking Mad Max people.
LeBron is in full Mad Max attire with a mohawk.
Loved
It
it.
is out of fucking control. And then
Loved
you're like,
it.
you're screaming. You're like, oh, it can't get any fucking crazier than
Yes, it
that.
can.
It does. Next, What's the next one right after that?
Oh, I can't remember.
This is Algae Rhythm's Wet
Matrix?
Dream. Just having LeBron in Mad Max.
Matrix was a big
builds
moment.
up to
Matrix was one.
Sorry. Next, it's a clip from Now, kids these days love this. Austin Powers.
Oh, yeah, that was weird.
Elmer Fudd plays Mini-Me.
That was very
Then you have, in what is
uncomfortable.
genuinely the biggest laugh of the movie, Foghorn Leghorn as Khaleesi saying, I say winter is coming.
Why?
Then you have Rick and fucking Morty in a kids movie.
That broke me.
Dropping off Tasmanian Devil.
Right.
Of
Saying,
course.
your problem now, dum-dums, riding away.
Yeah.
I loved that.
You have Granny and Speedy. I'm sorry, guys, that I'm just monologuing here.
No,
I
it's
can't
true. I don't
believe you
remember all this stuff.
Yeah,
Because
this is
I will never
incredible.
forget it. I'm haunted by it. You have Granny and Speedy Gonzalez. Can we say Speedy Gonzalez?
I don't know.
Nice.
Cosplaying The Matrix
was
again.
insane.
A very fresh reference that the kiddos love.
LeBron as Morpheus.
Yes, he's the star of every show.
Potentially he comes in with a long black leather jacket. Also, like the Mr. Anderson guys are at the game watching next to the mask.
It was too much.
But you have
for me.
Speedy Gonzalez, bullet speed, dodging bullets. His sombrero gets a bullet ripped through it.
Yeah.
Wow,
It's
iconic.
intense.
Yeah.
Guys, that sequence just fully ripped a
but
whole of Psychosis.
Did it
apart.
not? Did it not also feel like it was like 45 minutes of like getting the gang back together?
Yeah.
And then the game was like another. This movie was
hour.
long, right?
Yeah, it was too long. It was 2 hours long. It
The
should have been an
game
hour
felt
and a half.
extremely long, but I feel like the original.
Are you guys not as moved by that sequence as I was? Because
Yeah.
I was fully rocked.
It was absolutely batshit, and
It
I
was
feel like
weird.
the original felt like it was about the game. This felt like it was not. It was about so many other things.
This is
That's you watching
a
it.
selfie that I took, Miles, so we can make this full screen. This is a photo that I took of myself during that moment. Full mouth agape, eyes wide, horror, shock, awe.
But like again, why?
For money.
Next
They got
question.
cash for that.
Do
100%.
you
A lot
think
of cash, money
Royalties
flowing
were
in.
paid out to those movies.
No,
or
it's
like,
not. They're paying each other. It's
It's all
Right.
Warner Brothers.
It's
They
a
all
circle
own
jerk.
it.
It's like, look at all this shit we have. Let's fucking show it for 10 minutes during
Don't
Space Jam.
understand.
And I
People
forgot
paid
to
us to
reference-
watch this shit.
They also go through Casablanca, where
Yep.
she says, "Play it again, Sam," and
it's
it's
Yosemite Sam.
Yosemite Sam.
Yeah,
Also, a
that
great joke.
works.
But like, I think the part that also drove me the craziest of that was seeing LeBron dressed up as the different characters.
I loved it.
It was fun.
It was cute.
It
It
was
was
Halloween
crazy.
for LeBron that
We
week.
love to see a guy like that vulnerable and silly because like you only ever see him in like dominant, like where he's comfortable, right? But to see him playing around and like he has young kids, and I was like, you know what? At the end of the day, I saw a tweet that was like, everyone dunking on, no pun intended, everyone dunking on Space Jam 2. Fuck you. It wasn't made for your 30-year-old self. Like
Yes.
this was made for children.
It
and
was.
I love that he took a chance and made something that like his kids can go see or get bullied for. I don't know what we're gonna
Well,
see.
it paid off. It did really well. And
Did it?
Yeah,
It did?
it did.
Well, they also, we didn't say this, it's released on HBO Max, the app,
Yeah,
and in theaters.
that's right. And it still did well.
But how are they making money off of the HBO Max streaming of it?
subscriptions, baby.
But
It's
like,
a-
so everyone has a subscription.
not everyone. I mean, dude,
You can
it's
check
streaming
to see
wars.
how many more people. I recently heard on another podcast that like box office no longer matters. All that matters is that people sign up for the subscription service and that the stock price goes up. So if you get 1 million people to give you $5 every month for a year, that's worth like several $100 million in the box
So
office.
literally, this was like a ploy to put LeBron on HBO Max for people to sign up for HBO Max. They didn't
right.
actually give a fuck about people seeing the movie. The same way Lin-Manuel
Well, they care about people
Miranda-
signing up for HBO Max to
Right.
see the movie.
Yeah, and I think Warner Brothers' strategy
Wow.
changed. They very early in the pandemic announced that their entire slate was going to be going to HBO Max
Mm-hmm.
same day, and I think it's because they know that they're trying
Yeah.
to get a foothold in the streaming wars.
I'm not gonna lie. When I open up my TV now, I go straight to HBO Max.
Oh, there you go.
Look, I think it's the most overlooked streaming service. They're not
Fucking-
paying me to say this
No,
yet. You
but you
guys
should.
can. You should
Yeah.
pay me.
This was
I
brought
would love
to
to,
you
do an
by-
HBO Max a month on this show. I'd
Yeah.
be thrilled because they got a fucking deep library.
I mean, movie theaters are going to be dead soon, but
Yeah.
you know what? HBO Max is kicking ass.
and we watch them. Can I give another positive about LeBron.
Please.
We were talking about him being like vulnerable. My 2 favorite moments of him being absolutely silly was one when he gets dunked on in the face.
Yep.
About
by algae rhythm.
1,000 times when it's like bang, 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 bang,
yeah,
bang,
yeah,
bang. I think it was one of the WNBA players that did that.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that he was willing to look bad as a basketball player.
Yep.
And then maybe my favorite part of the entire movie is when Tasmanian Devil like needs to go score a point and he gets the ball taken away from him and LeBron looks at him and goes, Taz. And then Taz takes that as like a language and signal to go fucking crazy. And I was just like, how did they get LeBron to
Yeah.
that blew my mind that he was willing to be so fucking silly.
Especially because, again, he is one of, if not the best basketball player ever.
According to you.
We're not talking
1.
about like the 11th best player right now trying to do it. And by the way, I don't think any other top 20 NBA player today could do what he just did. So he's not only better than them, but he's also like Kawhi Leonard is not going to be in this movie at all. The other guys are like not going to be able to star in this film and do all the silly stuff.
You were talking about the game.
Yes.
And I mean, well, just
we
to
have to talk
continue the IP orgy that is this movie.
The rules of the game were very hard to follow.
Yes.
It seems like the ref could cheat for any team. So it's like, I don't understand how someone's winning this game if there's literally
as a basketball
no rules.
fan, how did you enjoy the game?
Yeah. So it's like a team's up by 1,000. It's like, okay, so I guess the Tasmanian Devil can also spin 1,000 points in 2 seconds too.
Yeah.
So like anything can happen.
They were jumping on video games.
Yeah, you don't know the rules at all.
Yeah, nothing made sense.
I also,
what was it called? The son's name? Something ball.
Yeah, slam ball or dom ball?
Dom ball.
Dom.
I'm going to go ahead and say this on the record. Dom ball sucks.
Yeah. And so, I mean, that's sort of my problem with superhero movies as well. It's just like, he has the world's biggest laser. Oh my God, but then we used the biggest shield and it exploded the laser.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, he has a triple laser. Oh my God, he can stop time. I'm watching this stuff, I'm like, you're just fucking making up different weapons and shields.
I don't think there's at all one single normal basketball scored basket.
Right,
correct?
so that translated to the basketball game where it's like, we're down 1,000. It's like, all right, well, aren't one of those shots worth like 1 million points? Like what?
Just do that.
It's one of those fake video games where it's like, all right, you're up 30-60, but this next one's worth 10,000. So it's like, why did we play for an hour then if the last one is worth that much?
This kid in your neighborhood that like is making up a game and he's like, you can't do that because, and you're like, why? And he's like, because I made it up. And you're like, fuck you, kid.
And it's like, if algae rhythm is that fucking all powerful, then why does he even play this game at all? It seems like he can keep everyone in this world forever anyway. Also, he's so all powerful he can move the basket. There's no way he's losing this game. He could do whatever the fuck he wants.
Oh my God, Guilty Pea Whores. If you know me, you know one thing that I believe in is that everyone should have access to affordable therapy. And BetterHelp will assess your needs and match you with your own licensed professional therapist. Connect in a safe and private online environment. It's so convenient. You can start communicating in under 48 hours, Zach.
If you don't match with your first counselor, which that's normal, that happens, you can get someone new. You can chat from your home at any time. You also can schedule weekly video or phone calls.
I do. They specialize in depression, anger, stress, anxiety, LGBT matters, what up my queers, relationships, and so much more. Anything you share is confidential. It's convenient, professional, and affordable.
So many people are using BetterHelp. They're recruiting additional counselors in all 50 states.
Wow.
We want you to start living a happier life today. As a listener, you'll get 10% off your first month by visiting our sponsor at betterhelp.com/guiltypleasures. Join over 1 million people who have taken charge of their mental health. BetterHelp.com/guiltypleasures.
That's just how good LeBron is.
But that's correct. That's how good LeBron is.
Yes,
and I
correct.
understand. I'm going to put that aside for the sake of the movie. It was funny to me to see, again, the mask standing behind algae rhythm. This fucking
you cannot let
background
that go.
actor that was just like,
I wrote some of them.
He's like in a green face paint,
Did crazy
blurry the whole
shit.
time.
So when the game
Smoking.
starts, smoking. I wish they had him say that, but they have this stampede of characters run to watch the game, and it's
anybody that didn't make it into the game is now watching.
And it's kind of a terrifying sequence. You have like the Flintstones over a cliff.
Yeah.
The
Iron
Gremlins
Giant.
are there.
Yeah, Gremlins.
Oh,
King
what about
Kong.
the cameo of the old Goon Squad?
We have to talk about that in one second. Though.
I thought that was so cute.
Listen to this. Watching the game, you have Pennywise, the flying monkeys from Wizard of Oz.
My nightmare.
Danny DeVito's The Penguin.
Absolutely not.
Agent Smith's, plural.
Yep.
The Ice King. Oh, and all those, by the way, are contained in one single shot.
Yeah.
That is one frame of the movie has all of these villains.
Anybody else is just like, let's get them all in right now.
Yeah.
We
Open
have
the
Ice King from Game of Thrones, the Mask, as you said, the Droogs from A Clockwork Orange.
Oh my
who
God.
are-
I didn't even notice
are
that.
they are a gang of criminal rapists.
Oh, great.
In this Space Ghost, King Kong. I mean, it's everything. Such a crazy
I love
onslaught.
how Miles just marked down when Zach said rapist. You were like,
Can I say that, by the way?
absolutely not.
Okay.
And the fucking Goon Squad cartoons from 1996.
I didn't even recognize. At this point, it was just all too much.
It was a blur.
It was a blur.
So here's what's weird to me on that. And this is like, okay, I hate to break apart the logic of this movie that does not want to be broken apart. But this movie takes place within the Warner Brothers universe, a universe in which the original Space Jam exists. And then this movie contains characters from the original Space Jam.
And they reference the old game.
And they reference it in like very coyly. They're like, basketball game. Where have I ever heard that before?
Sounds familiar.
Yeah.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah.
So like they do that.
Just do that voice for the rest of the podcast.
Don't mind if I do.
Okay, I changed my mind.
But like, if that movie exists within the logic of this movie, then Algae Rhythm knows how that movie ended and knows that this is a very bad plan.
But maybe he didn't exist. He doesn't have the backup data.
He knows the whole library.
Maybe he doesn't have the hard drives from 1996. I don't know.
It is pretty crazy that the supervillain was an algorithm. Like, there's no way any kids understand what that is. Like, what a weird
he's
decision.
new technology, so it makes sense that like he doesn't understand the ways of the old.
Right. Or
You're trying too hard to
I'm
justify this.
His hubris sort of, he's like,
That's a big
those Michael Jordan won, but I can beat LeBron because I have all this shit.
I'd be into that.
I can literally
Powers.
cheat if necessary. But unless LeBron is dunking at the last second, then I cannot stop that. I can stop everything in this world, but not a LeBron slam.
Were you a little sad that he didn't do the Michael Jordan, like his arm extends, stretch it? That's such an iconic shot.
Yeah.
He did do like the long,
The super bounce.
Yeah. Can we talk about something controversial that Twitter is on and popping about with this?
There's a couple. Yeah, go ahead.
The Lola Bunny matter.
Thank you.
Where are we going? Who's starting?
Well, let's just say the obvious. Lola Bunny,
was
the original.
a slut in the original.
No, don't
She
you?
was a little.
Can we say that?
Nasty. I can. She was a little nasty hoe.
She was hot
Little
when we were
crop
kids.
top
Because she was
moment.
like Bugs had a full-on hard-on for her in that
Yeah.
original movie. His
Yeah.
entire plot was just he was drooling over Lola. And
Sexualized.
as
very
a
much.
child, yeah, I thought Lola was cute.
She was a hottie.
They
Up there with Jessica Rabbit.
Yeah, they totally. It was weird for 1996 to be doing that and not realizing it as a kid.
Yeah.
It's one of those subconscious things where now it's like women who play basketball can only be fucking slores or whatever. But this year they fully dressed her, and that was supposed to be the big thing. And that like she's
people
also
were
the best
pissed
one
that
on the
she
team.
wasn't hotter because she's not
Yeah.
as busty in this movie. It was a very
Busty.
weird.
Oh my god, I forgot Bowie was right here. She scared the shit out of me. There's a
You said
dog.
busty in front of him.
Bowie, I'm so sorry. No, I that was an absolutely bizarre thing for people to get upset over. That
You'd
said,
be surprised what people could be pissed about.
We're all from the internet. I don't think any of us are surprised to know what people get pissed over.
I thought her character was fine in this one. I thought she was kind
the
of
straight
forgettable.
man.
She
Yeah.
didn't get to do that much. There are more interesting depictions of Lola in the Toonverse.
I like
You
that
mean
she
the
was strong.
Serververse.
She was like the strong female lead. She knew all the basketball things, and she was like the straight guy. Like, all right,
You know, that actually brings up something that I was let down with overall with this movie is that there was so much attention to just broad IP in general that I feel like I didn't get enough time to hang out with the Looney Tunes. And when we did get Looney Tunes, they were very funny. There are a lot of gags in this movie that really worked for me. Like there's when Bugs is first chasing around LeBron, there's this freeze frame and like it points to, I forget what the text was, but like genuine laugh out loud moments because of the cartoon. And it's almost like the movie didn't trust that we care about the Looney Tunes anymore.
What happened to them? The Looney Tunes where they got turned into furries? Like they went from cartoon form?
Everyone became a 3D version of themselves.
Why?
So LeBron became real because it's like the new modern video game. So LeBron becomes real and then they all become 3D. Whoa. But still
I thought it was
animated.
cool.
Did it not? It like literally, it gave me a like visceral like gag response.
Oh, I don't know. They're going to make all merch now with all the new versions of
don't
them,
be so cynical. This isn't just about money.
Apparently. I'm
By the
fucking
way, you
learning
should get a
that
Toon
now.
Squad jersey for your next episode.
I am wearing Jared's. I was like, do I have anything basketball related? And this was the only thing in the house. It's a jersey with bananas on it. Because if anyone knows Cap Slep's shtick of banana creeping, I don't want to talk about it.
I will say, with all of the characters that were in the background, there was no part of the game where I was looking where the movie wanted me to look.
Too much to look at.
Yeah.
Purely, it's a movie experience where I was just watching the background, and I kind of loved feasting on that. But at the end of the game, they're down by a little bit.
A little bit.
I think they're tied.
They come back. It's 1 point.
One point. They need 1 point to win the game.
Right.
And they find out because early in the game, LeBron glitches the game by doing his signature move, which is
classic. Inside out, through the legs, step back.
Is that a real thing?
Yeah, sure.
Is that a very basic move?
It's a fairly normal move.
Like we could do it.
We could not do it.
Okay,
But
my knees are
You
not
see it in
that
the
good.
NBA a lot.
Okay. Is LeBron known for that?
No.
What is LeBron known for?
Being huge. Being the biggest man
Got
that's
it.
ever lived.
Got
Just
it.
being
Okay.
a physical specimen of perfection. But what they say is that whoever does this is going to glitch the game. And that's
Right.
how they're going to beat the bad guys from cheating. But if you glitch the game, then you're going to die.
You get deleted.
Deleted.
They don't say die. That's too scary for kids.
Yeah, that's right. You can't kill Bugs. You can only delete him. What's that mean, Mommy? Don't worry.
Don't worry
Let's
about
get
it.
fucking Pinkberry.
But this movie ends with Bugs Bunny sacrificing himself and by all measures dying.
Yep.
Okay.
We get to watch Bugs Bunny die.
Sacrifice
He
himself.
fades to white at a certain point. You're like, whoa, is he gone forever?
Is heaven real?
It's correct. And then of course in the bumper of the movie, Bugs Bunny somehow is in the real world with LeBron James.
Yeah, deleted just means he gets transcended to normal reality with LeBron.
Which
I'm here for
infers
it.
that cyberspace is real life and our life is the afterlife.
I'm on
for
mushrooms.
dudes.
Stop. Stop it. I'm going to have a panic attack. No, I like the... Okay, full discrepancy. I missed the last 5 minutes.
Oh.
So I didn't see the bumper.
So you
I
didn't
don't
get
know
to
what
see
happens.
Bugs Bunny die?
No, I saw him being like in Lola's arms where they were like, oh my God.
And then why did you decide I'm done right now? An hour and 51 minutes into an hour and 56-minute movie.
Listen, I have
enough is
ADHD.
enough. I have shit to do.
I've gotten this far, but not one step further.
Pause the film.
I've done enough.
I'm done.
I've done enough. I have ADHD and I think I remembered I needed to spray paint a key rack I was making. And so I left.
That second.
That second. Did it capture my attention enough to beat a DIY project? Listen.
I'll say there's 5 minutes left of this movie.
So what happens?
Nothing.
They go back to real life. The relationship is
LeBron
fixed.
drops his son off, not at basketball camp, but
At
at video
gamer
game camp.
Okay.
The kid has a basketball, and LeBron's like, hey, give me the ball. And the kid goes, you know what, Dad? I think I'll keep it.
Why?
Oh, he's still down to play basketball
Okay.
a little bit. That's nice. Who shows up right after that? Bugs.
Where?
At the fucking camp.
Doing what? Why is he at video game camp?
Because he wanted to chill out with LeBron. He's like, you know what? Maybe I can hang out with you guys because I'm here for the next foreseeable future.
Why is he there?
Because he got deleted, AKA moved into the real world.
So we all got deleted from the game and brought back to real world,
Or
essentially?
just Bugs, and then he invites the rest of the Looney Tunes. Smash cut to credits. It's LeBron's life, but Looney Tunes are there. LeBron at the pool. Foghorn Leghorn there. LeBron winning a championship. Oh, look, it's Yosemite Sam also in the huddle.
So is it an analogy that like they're with us always, like God?
Yes, sure.
Looney
They walk
Tunes?
among us.
Yeah, if you just believe it,
They're-
Santa Claus, you can see
Bugs
it.
is dead, but he's always in your heart.
Yeah.
No, I think it's meant to be
Oh,
taken
boy.
very literally, and it's the logic crumbles under even the broadest of inspections.
Okay,
Yes.
but
Don't
why?
think too hard.
Okay,
But we love
You're
that.
right.
It's
I gotta stop.
Imagining LeBron's life with the Looney Tunes forever after big fan.
And then it
Yeah.
sets up a sequel.
Oh yeah.
How?
Well,
I mean, just the fact that the Looney Tunes
there.
are now with us, it's called a new legacy. What happens in 5, 6, 12, 10 years?
Well,
LeBron is, you know.
That skipping around was a lot.
Yeah,
5, 6,
well,
12, 10?
Depends on how busy LeBron is winning more championships or not.
Do you think there's going to be another one?
Depends on how well this one did. But if it did well, a good movie has never not had a sequel because it's just a button that says make more money. And usually people
Amir,
are, let's
you're
do
like,
it.
you're hurting my feelings about Hollywood today.
name a movie that hasn't had a sequel.
Yeah.
It sucks.
I'm ruining your opinion about Hollywood. You're so like,
This is the first time
Yes,
I've seen behind the
exactly.
curtain.
Until
No.
Moonlight 2 comes out, that
Oh,
first one is
trash.
garbage.
I didn't realize it
Fucking-
was a business until this
this very second. I'm still hung up on like, why did they want to delete the most iconic character? Was it just to set up the sequel?
They didn't
No,
want to
but they didn't. Bugs sacrificed himself because he's a leader, and that's what leaders do, Kelsey.
Bugs, no.
Bug,
I don't know.
yeah,
I'm
it was
pretty
very
selfish. I
emotional.
wouldn't know.
Well, okay, so we've talked all this time and barely, frankly, talked about the supporting cast of the Looney Tunes, and they're very funny. They're real stars. You get to see them shine. I talked about Foghorn Leghorn. I think he is laugh out loud hilarious in every moment he's on screen.
Tweety Bird's great. Does all the things Tweety Bird's supposed to do. Comes around LeBron's head when he gets dizzy and is like, we got to stop meeting this way. Dunks.
I'm waiting to see if anyone's going to mention it, and I'm shocked.
Granny, the notorious PIG
Granny's
rap.
excellent.
The PIG rap.
Yes. Porky Pig, a.k.a. the notorious PIG, in a absolute showstopper, has a rap battle during a basketball game.
Literally
against
a movie stopper.
movie stopper.
Yeah, my girlfriend's like, did they set this up? I'm like, I don't know how we got here. I look down for 30 seconds. I look up, and now it's a rap battle.
When I tell you I hit the 15-second rewind 3 times because I thought I missed something that propelled us into it, you miss it. It is just that algae rhythm accidentally says a sentence that rhymes.
And so let's start rap battling.
And
here.
I will say, as someone with a former speech impediment from childhood, I loved the representation of overcoming your impediment to
Very
add
emotional
points
for
to,
you.
Yes, I was wondering where they were going with this. I'm glad they did it.
Miles, roll that clip.
Oh God.
We rapping? Show 'em who you really
It's a rap battle against no one, set to
Beats plug right there. Just the beats.
Oh boy.
a Ja Rule song playing in the background.
Ooh, fire! Let's go! 1935?
Guys, me alone in my living room, screaming in vain, no one there to save me.
The outfits. Look at LeBron. Look at LeBron.
I'm here for all the smoke. Your squad ain't all star. Your squad is all joke.
You said smoke.
One bar, most famous of all quotes. This battle is now. That's all.
So why do you think they did this?
Wasn't there?
Can't answer
wasn't-
any question.
All right, guys, we love podcasts that celebrate the messiness of being human.
That's
through
us.
Honest and raw conversations, and think you'll love Armchair Expert with Dax Shepherd.
They get so many good guests.
Amazing.
It's kind of baffling.
Yeah.
When are we going to be on the show, Dax? That's what we're saying. But I'm a big fan of Dax and Monica's podcast. It's very casual. It's very laid back, but he is a great interviewer. It's really honest conversations with people that, frankly, you're not getting anywhere else.
But now you can find Armchair Expert free only on Spotify. Plus, get your other favorite podcasts, including ours, all for free.
Simply download the Spotify app, sign up for free, and search for Armchair Expert to start listening.
We should have they had the entire movie done, and they're like, we need like a 1-minute clip of like something happening. Let's just wedge in the fact that Porky Pig does a rap battle at some point, so that we can give Yahoo News an exclusive 1 million view fucking trailer moment, I guess.
Okay, I do like LeBron dancing in the background. I wrote that down as a pleasure.
Look, it's really like, it's
He
a
does the,
brainstorm
like-
session. They go like, okay, we could have like maybe Porky Pig rap. Oh, that's funny. They just threw up a bunch of note cards, put them together, movie.
Yeah. It's
Sometimes
a set piece that doesn't advance or reference the plot whatsoever.
No.
This could have happened at any point in the movie because
Yeah.
it's never brought up again,
Yeah.
and it doesn't affect anything, and it happens, and then it just comes back to where we were.
When will you ever see Daffy Duck with a hood on? You won't ever.
That's
you don't
true.
get to.
Remember when they came out of the halftime and
Yes.
they're like, let's be silly. And then the crowd is like laughing at the Looney Tunes. Like, whoa, the Looney Tunes are having like a silly attitude right now.
Yeah.
And like LeBron's family, which might be trapped there in all eternity, is just like, oh, this is fucking
These
funny
kids,
now.
these
What did they do?
cartoons.
Why were they like, what was it? What did they do?
What do
like,
you
I don't
think-
understand why they were happy or silly or like, what a weird plot point that
It's
was.
because that's their origins. That's who they truly
But they
are.
hadn't done anything yet. They just emerged from the locker room and everyone just smiles like they knew something.
Oh,
was
there
good.
they are.
Yes,
They're
exactly.
supposed to be
it was an oh, there
having
they
fun.
are.
Like they're trying to pretend to be this like basketball team, but at the end of the day, they're silly cartoons, and they came out as their authentic selves. I got it. I'm in touch with it. I'm part
Right,
of
but
nature.
how
I'm
did they
one.
become authentic as they just
I think
exited a locker room?
you're not getting it.
Yeah,
I see.
I feel like
All
you're
right, no further
thinking too
questions.
hard, as you would say.
So people just knew that they were going to
Yeah.
be themselves soon, and so it's like this is
Yeah.
fun.
They
They're
were
going to
like,
be themselves. I
Stop
think.
trying to be all gamey and glitchy and techie. Just be your silly, cartoony selves. Be who you are, and that's why people love
I mean,
you.
LeBron does say that explicitly at some point.
There you
He
go.
starts yelling, "Be yourself, be yourself,"
Yeah.
to like somebody on the bench.
I mean, that's a strong subconscious message for children to hear
Yeah.
from their hero.
Not even subconscious. He was literally
Yeah, no,
yelling, "Be
yeah,
yourself."
fair.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it up. So in the original movie, the way that Michael gives the halftime pep talk rally is he tricks them into drinking basically performance enhancing water, secret juice, and he tricks them into thinking that they're great. In this one, LeBron says, "You know what? We've been taking basketball too seriously," which is what he does with his kids. Let's have fun. Let's remember that basketball is a game. Let's be ourselves. And that's, it's basically completing his plot with his son.
Yeah.
It was touching.
Yeah.
It was nice.
It was, I mean,
it was
at
the
the
bare
end of the day,
minimum.
they needed to hear that to win, and LeBron got the best out of his teammates, which is something you can argue that MJ never did. He was almost competitive
Whoa.
within his own team. He's
Okay.
like, was I nice to my, did you see The Last Dance, the documentary? And he's like,
Yes.
was I nice to my teammates?
No.
Maybe not, but did I give them enough to win?
Yeah.
Evidently so. He won 6 championships with those guys. And so, he punched Steve Kerr during practice.
That was so crazy.
That's going to happen.
Doesn't that guy need to be punched though?
Steve Kerr?
Don't we
Yeah.
all? Another controversy of this movie, in the wake of the Me Too movement, they edited out Pepe Le Pew discuss.
Interesting, because he's a little,
A fucking creep?
a fucking creep is what I was going to say. But yeah, that works too. Yeah, he's just sort of a womanizer, misogynist character. And they said enough was enough. Maybe they replaced him with the Porky the Pig rap.
Oh, that was okay.
We got a minute of
cover-up.
dead air over here.
They probably screen tested it, and people were like, "No,
I think they took him out prematurely.
I didn't know he got canceled."
yeah, he did some pretty nasty shit at Sundance in 2020.
That was funny.
I don't know how I feel that. Like, look, Pepe Le Pew, I guess you could say he's a problematic character because his whole thing is unwanted
Sexually
advances
harassing.
and it's sexual harassment.
Yeah.
But then other people are like, but you have the droogs in it, which I'm not offended by. I don't give a fuck. I think it's
Right.
weird.
Yeah.
But I think it's kind of like faux outrage. Is anyone actually upset about Pepe Le Pew?
I feel like I don't miss it. I watched the whole thing, never thought about him once.
Yeah, I
I'm
think
okay.
it's a thing where it's like, even if 12 people are annoyed on Twitter, it's not worth it. Just cut him
Yeah,
out of the
just get him
cut
out.
We
it
have 470 other characters.
Yeah, at least.
Let's get rid of this headache.
Yeah.
So we think Pepe Le Pew, is he done?
Yeah.
Is he never coming back to
I
the
hope
Looney
not.
Tunes?
He's starting to do stand-up in small cities.
He has a podcast.
And we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
The brand deals are slowly trickling in again.
Yeah, and he was just in this Chris D'Elia TikTok. I think they're fucking doing some redemption tour or
Drag
something.
him. I
It's
could talk
just
about this
weird.
forever. That was niche. Trash person.
Any pleasures or guilts from the movie that we haven't touched on yet?
Let's see. Oh, I said I like the music.
Yeah, the music was good.
Space Jam song.
Where was the jam?
Come on and slam, and welcome to the jam.
Where
That
was
wasn't at the
it?
end? That wasn't the closing credits?
It's an iconic track.
Yeah.
No R. Kelly.
Well, that's probably
Well,
fine.
remember? No, that was all of my pleasures, believe it or not.
I like the basketball sizzle reel at the top, just setting up who LeBron is.
Oh, wait. you brought up the best part was the nostalgia in the beginning.
The kid playing Game Boy.
The Game Boy moment, the like original Looney Tunes backpack.
Yep.
Even the cinematic way it was shot was very 90s.
Yep.
That made people feel good. That got us in.
Yeah.
Kids were probably like, what the fuck is that thing he was holding?
What is that green Nintendo Switch he's playing?
Did you guys all have Game Boys?
Oh, hell yeah.
I had a see-through purple one.
Woo! Oh, you were rich.
Fancy.
I guess. I don't know. Was that good?
That's $89 at KB Toy Store.
You're kidding.
I have no idea.
I was also a Tamagotchi bitch, so I don't know if I
hell
really was
yeah.
like Game Boy for very long.
I mean, there's one, this is like not worth bringing up at this point, but there was one sequence where when we meet Lola, she's on Theramisia, the mascara. She's in the Wonder Woman Amazonian.
The mascara!
Yeah, and it was
That's a deep cut for the guilty pea horse.
I thought it was a cool, well done sequence. It
Yeah.
used comic book paneling floating through. I thought the animation was quite nice during that.
Yeah.
I liked that quite a bit. Guys, I've got some fun facts.
I was
Whoa.
waiting for
That's
the
a part
fun
of the
facts.
show.
About the movie.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, and these facts are quite fun.
Okay, prove
They've
it.
been trying to make a sequel to Space Jam for about 20 years.
Whoa.
Basically, since the first one happened, Michael Jordan said no, and so they've been...
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, so originally the sequel was going to have Michael Jordan and the Looney Tunes having a basketball game against a new villain named the Berserko, but Michael refused
No.
to return and the production was canceled.
Wow. Why?
Michael's too great for it.
He
But
didn't show up the day to shoot, and they're like, "Let's just send everyone home. This is not
Yeah.
happening."
in the fallout of that, we have 20 years of Warner Brothers trying to figure out what would be the next Space Jam. So they had ideas for Skate Jam, starring Tony Hawk.
No.
Perfect.
No.
Cut print. That's a wrap.
No.
It was going to go into production in 2003.
Oh my
but
God,
sadly
no.
did not come to fruition.
Good job, Tony.
They had Golf Jam.
Tiger Woods.
I assume so.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
They really avoided a fucking situation there with that one.
Jeff Gordon starring in Race Jam.
No, too niche.
First of all these will happen in the next 5 years,
You
so don't
think?
poo-poo on them too much.
I mean,
I guarantee
Tiger?
one of
Ooh.
these is going to happen for Disney Plus or Warner Brothers Media or HBO
Yeah.
Max or whatever the fuck.
You seem so upset.
I'm just hoping to God I'm in one of these movies.
HBO Max, only here on Guilty Pleasures.
Comedy Jam. There it is.
There it is. Def Comedy Jam.
Yeah, you're invited.
They were going to do Space Jam 2. Oh, I'm sorry. They were going to do Spy Jam
What?
starring Jackie Chan.
What?
What's the jam there? At a certain point, you're not jamming anything. This is just a different movie entirely.
Yeah.
That's not a sport.
Jackie Chan left the project and that evolved into 2003's Looney Tunes Back in Action starring our fave, Brendan Fraser.
That happened?
That happened, real movie.
Oh, never saw it. Never
Banger,
heard of her.
banger. And then one more. In 2011, they were going to do, I don't have a fun name for this one, but a football jam starring Tim Tebow.
Whoa! My Gator God guy.
Yeah, he's
I was
very
a
religious.
Big Gators fan back in the Tim Tebow era. And that I think actually would have been a good wholesome flick. And he's actually, I think, a good actor.
Really? Tim
Yeah, he's
Tebow?
been acting
can't
like he's
get
a
behind
virgin all these years.
Nice.
I've been to Gainesville, Tim.
Nice.
Oh, yeah?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
we
Timmy
were
get
deep
down?
in the game.
He's not getting down on one knee just for praying on the football field. You know what
He's
I'm saying?
sucking dick. He's getting
No, he's not.
But I will say, Tim Tebow, I think would have been an amazing film. They should
But
do
you're
that.
also saying Tim Tebow fucks.
I'm not saying he's not fucking.
Okay.
Okay. Also, Aaron Hernandez documentary. Go watch it. Go watch how fucked up the college football schemes are. Literally, Aaron Hernandez and the Pouncey twins may have murdered someone and got away with it. Just putting that out there. Keep
Well,
it
Aaron
in
Hernandez
Miles.
was thrown in jail and then
Yeah.
killed himself.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he got away with it.
Well, fair. But it was, what about Pouncey twins? They walking around like nothing's wrong.
That's true.
Do you like college football?
Yes, I do.
Have you looked into this?
I have not.
You got to listen to the podcast. I think it's called the Goliath or something.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucked up.
Or subscribe to
Meyer,
this
you can
podcast
go
and
eat a
keep
dick.
listening. Okay.
Wow.
I know you gave us championships, but you're a bad dude.
You're
here
full on University of Florida. Did you go there?
No, they didn't accept me, but
it.
I didn't want to go anyways.
Hence the ire.
I wanted to go. I wanted to be a star. I wanted to go to New York City, but I'm from Florida, so it was like deeply baked into my culture whether I wanted it to be or not. But listen,
Of all those movies, do we think we got the best sequel we could have?
Oh, definitely. LeBron in a Space
Yeah.
Jam sequel. That's
I can't
that's
think
the
of
dream.
a celebrity athlete bigger than LeBron.
There is none.
Right? Can you?
Maybe Tiger Woods.
No,
maybe
he's
Wayne
done.
Gretzky. Maybe
Wayne Gretzky, fucking dad.
Yeah. Everybody just knows who these people are. But
I mean,
yeah.
like you could argue Tom Brady, but I don't think anyone wants to see that.
But no
No.
international appeal for Tom Brady. Football is specifically
yeah, that's a great point.
Like a Ronaldo.
Kobe, but R.I.P.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why would you even bring that up, Amir?
Because he was, world famous at the time as well.
yeah, and I would like to see a Tony Hawk movie, but I don't know what the plot of that is.
We already have that Disney Channel original movie.
It was great.
Yeah, we don't need another skate.
By the way, the plot, that's the last of their concerns.
Yeah.
Nobody's like, we don't know what the plot is. And
Damn.
then everyone in the boardroom laughs. It's like, no, let's make the movie.
Didn't Dan Harmon tweet something? Dan Harmon tweeted shitting on this movie, being like, whatever comedy punch-up writers had to do this, bared a lot, and wasn't thrilled that Rick and Morty was in it.
I can't believe that Justin Roiland did the voice, and I
Yeah.
would love to know the story.
They probably held him against his will.
Yeah,
They're
I
probably
don't think
no
he was
fucking
given a
new
choice.
season 6 or whatever.
Right. It probably baked into his contract.
So one more fun fact.
is.
This was directed by I forget his name. I'm sorry, but
Malcolm E. Lee.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
How'd you
Wow.
know that?
I don't know why I retained that information and literally nothing else about my life.
Directed Girls Trip. Has done some funny movies. But the original director, actually, and he replaced another director. But before that,
That's too many.
Oh, it's the Black Panther guy, right?
no. Oh,
Ryan
I
Coogler.
I thought Coogler or something
I
was
think
on
Coogler
it.
may have been attached at one point.
Yeah.
That would have been pretty sick.
But-
I feel like it would have been the same movie.
Right.
Our great friend, good friend of the show, Mr. Justin Lin, was attached to direct this, but
Fast and Furious?
but then left to direct F9 and F10.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a fucking second. Whoa.
Yeah.
Wait, Universal would have let him do that?
Yeah, I don't know.
That would have been such a fucking, sorry, Bowie. That would have been such a betrayal, I feel like. But also, I'm kind of interested to see what the fuck that would have been like.
Like, I'm glad that he went to do F9 instead.
Yeah,
I'm
obviously.
more appreciative of having that. But,
Yeah.
ooh, what could have been, Justin?
What could have been?
Different movie entirely.
Oh,
We'll
Bowie,
never know.
Your breath stinks. It smells like a fart. I'm
No,
sorry.
that's probably me.
Oh, okay. Too much coffee.
At this point in the show, we have to decide, is this movie a pleasure, a guilty pleasure, or just plain guilty?
Mm-hmm.
And really what we're trying to say here is, do we recommend that someone watches it?
Oh, that's a great question.
With the caveat that this is not made for us,
Mm-hmm.
I still think it's guilty. I don't know that it's...
Oh, really?
Yeah, I want people to watch it because I am stunned that the world is not talking more about
Yes.
it.
So that's a guilty pleasure. You're recommending people watch it with an eye towards.
Shit, you're
the
right.
fact that-
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm bumping it up, baby.
Yeah.
I'm bumping it up. Yeah, because
It was not boring and bad.
No.
It was one
it
step
kinda
above
was.
that. Yeah, but at the very least, LeBron James is in Casablanca. The Mask is watching a basketball
Yeah.
game.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
and, like,
Absolutely a guilty pleasure.
Yeah.
That's my vote.
You need, because here's the thing. The sequence that I referred to before, where it goes through Mad
Universe,
Max,
yeah.
Casablanca, Rick and Morty
Yeah.
cameo, it is absolutely
Guilty
essential
pleasure.
cinema.
Yeah.
No, it's not good. It is, I think it is required viewing.
Mm-hmm.
That said, if you do not watch the boring fucking movie that comes before
Damn.
it, you don't feel the catharsis of your soul being ripped in half. You will feel violated. You, in every way, your body, your mind, your nostalgia, your childhood, everything you love about movies. This film violates you from start to finish.
I would like to be violated then because I liked, maybe I shouldn't say that as a feminist, but I liked that, all of that. I felt really, oh, wow, that thing I remember is somehow baked into this as like a cinephile. Maybe I wasn't pleased, but that's exactly why it's a guilty pleasure for me.
Oh, so you're not going to go pleasure?
No, I'm gonna go guilty pleasure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be
Amir?
a guilty pleasure. It's
Wow.
it's not a perfect movie by any stretch, but it's also not so terrible that I was bored. Like I've seen
Yeah.
worse movies, and so like just by sheer entertainment value, could it have been 48 minutes shorter?
Yeah.
Then maybe you would have finished it.
Yeah. Oh,
But
man.
it was
Drag
still-
me.
That last 5 was really tedious.
It was still enjoyable.
Yeah. Guilty P all the way around. Look at us.
How about it? Well, guys, that's it.
That's all, folks.
Nice.
You gotta say
Amir,
our
where
names.
where can people find you?
Find me on TikTok
Oh!
at OK Bloomer.
Are you?
I follow you on TikTok.
Are you actually?
Yep.
Oh my God. Wait, this is opening up a whole new world for me because I don't know if I said this already. You're like my favorite Twitter person.
Oh, All right, thank you.
I hit a nerve there. That makes you feel good.
That's cool. Never heard that one before.
You are my favorite Twitter person, and to know now that you're on
TikTok.
What is it again?
Okay Bloomer.
Okay Bloomer.
So instead of Okay Boomer, it's BLUMER.
I'm glad you explained it. Oh, we got a little verified boy over here.
There's a certain type of person, and I count myself within that, where no matter, like, it's not the most viewed thing I do, but if I get complimented on my Twitter, that's the thing that really matters.
Yeah.
That's the unfiltered version of you.
Yeah.
That's just you and a computer making it happen.
Me and words.
You're
clacking away those keys.
280 characters and me.
So we're building up the TikTok for our boy Amir.
You
Amir's
gotta
got,
get on the talk.
A
100%.
number of great podcasts as well, but apparently not as important as TikTok.
Yeah.
That's correct. Actually, Zach was on the Headgum podcast. So if you want more of me and Zach with a few other accents, check out the Headgum podcast with Zach.
Sounds racy. I like it.
Came out a week or two ago.
Yeah. I'm at Corn on all the things.
I'm Kelsey at all the Kelsey Darragh on all the things.
And Garrick's not here. Fuck him.
Is Garrick Bernard on all the
Fuck him.
things. Wow. I miss you, Garrick. Come back.
Come back.
And that's all, folks.
Nice.
Thank you.